Hello, and welcome back. Today, I want to talk about something that I absolutely hate every December, January. It actually drives me nuts every quarter, too. And there's this idea that we need to check our goals. And when we maybe didn't hit our goals for the year, the quarter, that we make it a reflection of something about us. And it's especially prevalent January, this idea of new year, new me. And I find that bullshit. We let this idea of I didn't hit my sales goal mean something about me, that I'm not capable of running a successful business. And it's hard to translate this to other people when in reality, I've had one of the best years of my business to date. And no, I hit none of my goals. I wouldn't say completely flopped on all of them, but it's more the fact my year did not go as planned at all. And I am 100% okay with that. I set goals January. I went after them until about May, and then something in me just said no. And I actually listened to that no. I started slowing down. I stopped taking on new clients, and I allowed myself to recalibrate. I slowed down and realized that the way I was running my business was not aligned to who I had become. I was putting out offers that weren't aligned to me anymore. They weren't exciting me. And yeah, I could keep pushing and performing and make it happen, make the sales. But every night I was falling asleep frustrated. Things that used to be easy in my business were getting 10 times harder. And I just stopped. And that's really hard to communicate to people when at the end of the year, they're all celebrating, oh, doubled my sales, doubled my income, whatever it is. And I'm like, nope, didn't do any of that. And I am so happy about it. It's confusing to people because so much of who we are and what we're capable of is based on if we're meeting these goals. But these goals are just superficial. They're just a quick hit to make you feel good. And so this year, I really want you to know if your year did not go as you planned, if you did not hit those major goals you planned on, there's nothing wrong with you. You're not broken. You are completely capable of knocking it out of the park next year. It's this comparison that we fall into. It's this superficial idea that we have to be and do certain things to show that we're successful. But in reality, I really don't care how much money I make or if I hit my goals. What matters to me is that I am impacting other people's lives. And at the end of the day, how do I feel? Do I feel lit up and excited for my day? Do I feel fulfilled or do I feel frustrated like I'm pushing a boulder up a hill? None of my goals really matter if I keep going to bed frustrated. Like, that's not the life I want to live. And it's this idea that the second we start comparing where we are with the pace of someone else, you start writing this story that there's something wrong with you when nothing actually is. And yeah, I did not hit my goals. It's hard to say that, but at the same time, what I did get was a complete transformation of my business, how I'm showing up, how I feel every day. And to me, that is worth so much more than hitting some goal. I let life flow with me instead of just keep pushing and pushing. Something was off. I took the time to recalibrate, and I'm coming back more excited than ever for what I'm here to do this coming year. And not comparing myself was the biggest thing. Tuning up the noise and just solely focusing on how I felt is what changed everything. Part of this is I do know from my human design and diving deep into it is that me as a business owner, I am here to just show up and be me, and that is enough. And I believe that for everyone, but specifically in my design, I am not here to follow trends. I am here to be a trend center. So accepting that, how I run my business, how my day-to-day looks, how my quarters look, how my year looks, is not going to look like everyone else's. And that's exciting to me. This idea that you got to make new goals, start off the new year strong, is just not something that has ever really excited me. I love setting goals and envisioning how I want my year to look, But I'm also very slow with this new year energy that everyone has. They're all excited and all the possibilities. But at the same time, I'm like, you can make goals any time of the year. I mean, why does it have to be the new year? What if it was my birthday? What if I acted like my birthday was the new year? That would come with a completely different energy. What if I just picked the middle of July and said, I'm going to set my goals now? And that feels good to me. I don't feel like we all have to follow this rigid structure of this is the time to plan for the new year. And I do believe in structure. You need some planning and some goals and have a direction you're heading. But I think the problem is we get so caught up in this is what you need to be doing. This is what I should be doing. And you really don't have to do any of that. I know people that don't set any goals. They just wake up every morning and whatever feels good to them, they go and do it. And they do that morning after morning after morning. And they're making butt tons of money. They don't have the goals, but they know deep down what excites them is the path to their success. So this season, I'm going to be enjoying life. I'm not going to be obsessing about future goals. I'm not going to shame myself for not hitting my goals this year. And I'm going to stop forcing myself down this path to be a certain way in what people expect a business owner to be doing. Because what I've learned is that your internal compass matters 10 times more than a calendar. For me as a generator, the more that I respond and do what excites me, the more energy that I have. It does not matter what my goals are. If something's not aligned, I say no to it. I choose something that's more exciting to me. That is what brings me success. Who cares what the calendar says or my goals or whatever it is? None of that matters. My excitement and my joy is what comes first. And the more energy that I have, I'm able to make a bigger impact. And my clients feel it. Everyone around me feels it when I'm more lit up and excited with life. So who cares if I didn't hit that goal? If I'm happy with life, that's all that matters. So what I'm saying is that when you're setting your goals, if something's not exciting you, don't do it. Just drop it. Move on. Because when you're not excited, you're not lit up, you're not feeling a spark for what you're about to do, you're forcing yourself. And that's really just self-sabotaging yourself. Yes, I could have completely ignored my body from saying, no, stop. And I could have kept forcing myself, pushing myself to keep showing up 100%. But how would I feel at the end of the day? Like shit? Tired, exhausted, burned out. But I know my body always has the answer. And the more I practice with this, I know the difference between the real and rehearsed version of me. So if you're not feeling like goal setting, don't. That's really all I have to say. Just don't. Pay attention to how you feel. If you don't feel like doing any of that, don't. You're not going to get behind. Because when you do start feeling excited for planning the new year, that excitement is going to make planning 10 times easier versus trying to force yourself to do something. And I know how hard this could be. This trap of comparing yourself, the fear of missing out, is so prevalent because you're seeing everyone announcing their goals like they've discovered the fire within them. Everyone telling you, this is what you should want. This is what you should be doing. Look at me. But all that is just so curated to be a certain way so that they look good. It causes so much harm. You feel like, I need to do that too. This is what you should be doing. But when you start going down that spiral, you forget what you actually want. And you lose track of what's right for you, what's exciting you in this moment. Who cares what they're doing? What excites you? And it's a completely different mindset. But the more that you lean away from what everyone else is doing and lean into your storyline about what you want to be doing, the happier you're going to be. Like, trust me, this is one of the most powerful things you could do when you just say, no, not for me. That's all the thought you're going to give it and move on. Focus on what excites you. I also do want to say, if you're having trouble setting goals for the new year, that it might not be a goal problem. It might be a capacity problem. You have spent the entire year go, 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 doing, hustling, pushing, just all this pressure to be successful, get it all done, that you're maxed out on capacity and burning out. So the idea of setting a new goal, a new thing to do, is like, a full body that's just like, ugh, no way. So if you're feeling that way, the quickest way back to having more capacity to accomplish things is allowing yourself to slow down. Lean fully into that. No one is going to judge you. You could take a break whenever you need to. The more that you're able to slow down, reconnect to your body, it allows you to see the right direction for you. It removes all this built up pressure and gunk inside you from going, pushing. It allows your brain to slow down a little. And we're able to create that space to see what you need more. I want you to allow yourself to have that meltdown, cry, release, get the anger out, whatever it is, get it out of you, and then get back up. So maybe then you're going to feel a little more motivated to set those boundaries and say, my goal is to not do any of that again, and set a new trajectory for yourself. This presence and allowing yourself to slow down is what creates the clarity, because pressure destroys clarity. So I want to know, what if this year you didn't chase? What if you just dropped all this pressure you're putting on yourself, this comparison, this FOMO of new year, new me, like you got to reinvent yourself completely, and just dropped it? Just slow down, do nothing. It might not be easy, but maybe just do a little less, because January 1st is by no means a starting line. You are the starting line. You get to decide what is right for you. And you get to begin when your energy says go, not when the internet does, not when all that noise is being thrown at you. You get to decide. I am going into this new year as new year, same me, because I don't need to become someone new with new goals and all this stuff on my plate. I just want to become more of me. And that feels really magical. All that I know is I feel so damn good right now. My energy is aligned. I am lit up by what I'm doing. So why mess with that? Maybe in March, April, May, I don't know. Maybe I'll feel the motivation to set new goals, but I'll see how I feel then. There's no set rule on how this should look. You don't need to become someone new just because it's a new year. You don't have to make everyone think you had a magical year. If you feel good, that's good enough. You just be who you want to be, and that is powerful. That is what's going to bring you success. So, thank you for listening to this. It is something that drives me nuts, and I know other people feel it too, so I just wanted to put it out there, and hopefully you feel some relief that just do the new year however you see fit. If you love this episode, share it with a friend, leave a review, or leave a comment and let me know what you thought about it. And as always, until next time, keep rebelling, keep rising.